What is a soul contract? We all come from one creative source, to which we'll return to in due course. We were split from one collective consciousness and put into soul groups, which were further divided into another group called a soul family. To help with our soul's expansion in the physical world, we created what is called soul contracts. Soul contracts are agreements we made with members of our soul group before our incarnation. The purpose of a soul contract is to assist us with our spiritual growth as we progress through different levels of consciousness. To recognize a soul contract, one must look for signs such as having feelings of familiarity and being taught valuable life lessons. The soul contract relationship we formed with our family members, significant other, and friends have a profound impact on our lives. To fulfill our purpose in life, we must understand the nature of our soul contracts. Soul contracts are agreements we created with other members of our soul group or soul family before we were born. Simply put, we've chosen the people who will accompany us on our journey into the physical world. Because we were separated from the creative source, there's a tendency for us to feel disconnected and alone. Thus, the purpose of soul contracts is to ensure that we build relationships that will help us learn life and spiritual lessons, attain the highest level of self-awareness, and grow into the person that we're meant to be. The journey towards attaining the highest level of consciousness is difficult. There will be many challenges and hardships along the way. Because the people in our soul group are supposed to help us face our demons and help us grow, they might cause us pain and distress in the process. Some of the people we made soul contracts with might only stop by in our lives to fulfill a specific purpose. You might think you found your soulmate only to realize that they only appeared in your life to teach you a valuable lesson. This is the reason why one must understand the nature of the soul contract relationship that they have. 5 signs that you've made a soul contract with someone. Number 1, you feel it in your gut. Because we vibrate in the same frequency as the other members of our soul group or soul family, we might immediately recognize their essence and feel it resonates within us. You might feel a deep sense of familiarity, as if you've already known them for a long time. Number 2, they help you heal. One of the many reasons why we reincarnate is because of unhealed wounds that can last from past trauma. Another purpose of soul contracts, therefore, is to provide us with healing and help us to see the light. Some soul contract relationships will specifically heal you, but there are also others whose sole purpose is only to help you become aware of your wounds. After all, acknowledging the problem is the first step to finding a cure. However, this might be a painful process for you. Number 3, they challenge you to become the best version of yourself. Soul contracts aren't all sunshine and rainbows. These spiritual agreements are supposed to help us venture out of our comfort zone. The people you made a soul contract with will challenge you physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, and it can be a very demanding experience. Number 4, they teach you important life lessons. As mentioned previously, the people we formed soul contracts with will help us with our soul's expansion. Because of unfulfilled karmic destinies, we undergo the process of reincarnation. I said undergo. There are numerous lessons to be learned, and sometimes one's lifetime isn't enough. One of the most valuable lessons we'll receive from our soul contract relationship is about giving and receiving unconditional love. Here, unconditional love doesn't only pertain to romantic love, it refers to a divine love that encourages personal growth. One must first learn how to love themselves before they can truly love other people. However, self-love can be thorny for some. That's why we make soul contracts, so we have people we can trust to show us the path to unconditional love, which is free from fear and ego. Soul contracts are also created to teach us how to understand ourselves, our needs, our desires, passions, fears, and motivations, as well as the world at large. The people with whom we made a spiritual agreement will teach us how to relate better with others and how to build more meaningful relationships. And number 5, they show you the path to self-fulfillment. Many things can hinder us from seeing the path to self-fulfillment. We might be burdened with our karmic debt or affected by our unhealed wounds, disappointments, rejections, and other internal or external factors might be blocking our emotional and spiritual growth. We then build relationships with people who will unblock whatever limits and restrictions that keep us from embracing our true selves. The soul we made a contract with will show us acceptance and will help us see our own self-worth. And last but certainly not least, the question might come up, can you break or rewrite soul contracts? One might think because soul contracts were made before incarnation, it's impossible to break. However, this is not the case. It's important to note that we all have free will, and you can rewrite your soul contracts to how you want because of it. As stressed earlier, soul contract relationships can bring more pain and suffering than one might think. Some might not find the courage to face their demons and prefer to run away. Others are just not ready to receive healing in their life.